Welcome to Whiskey and RPGs. My name is Solomon SK, and thank you for tuning in for another episode of MMO and RPG News Roundup. We got a lot of news to cover, so if you guys got your glasses or cups ready with your beverage of choice, let's cover the news together. Cheers to you guys. So one of the biggest news that we have within the MMORPG world, Phantasy Star Online 2 for Xbox One, now available in North America. PC version launches in late May, and this is brought to you by Gematsu.com. Goes on to read, Phantasy Star Online 2 has left open beta and is now officially available for Xbox One via Microsoft Store in North America. PC version will launch exclusively via the Microsoft Store, despite previous mentions of a Steam version in the game's online manual in late May with crossplay. Now, I think that's pretty cool news. I know we were promised a PC version, but a lot of people are kind of angry about the Microsoft Store exclusivity. If you actually scroll down over here in the comment section, which you should almost never do, but in this case, there's a meme somebody posted here. Son, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed, and this kind of pretty much sums up the 80% of the comments that I feel like that are posted so far. But anyways, I just wanted to let you know that the game is officially released. There are two editions out right now called the Ragnarok edition for $30, but there's also a Sonic collaboration edition for $60, and as obviously you could tell, it does come with lots of Sonic themed cosmetics in the game. But there actually is a launch celebration. Sega is celebrating launch with the following in-game content. Every day between April 15th through the 23rd, ARC's operatives will receive a special login bonus. All members of alliances that have earned at least 5,000 alliance points before April 28th will receive a collaboration emote number 269 Impromptu Tea Party. 2 urgent quests are also available. A Cherry Blossom Festival seems to be coming as well. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that they are doing within game to celebrate the launch, and so far it seems to be doing pretty well. If you go to their Metacritic page, they have a user score of 7.5 out of 13 ratings so far. I mean, who knows if it'll stay that way since it's only been a day since launch, but it's a pretty good start, I'd say. Next, we head on over to massivelyop.com. Swords and Magic and Stuff, kind of an unusual name admittedly, just fully funded on Kickstarter for $79,000. It originally saw just under $22,000, but blasted past that goal to settle out at around $79,000 with every stretch goal, including new race, archaeological society, bug catching, and a switch port unlocked along the way. In their official statement, they say it has no classes, levels, or restrictions. You could be whoever you want to be, use whatever weapons and items you can buy, loot, or craft, and play however you wish. You can seek out epic adventurers laden with legendary treasures, or enjoy the simple life of owning a small farm, crafting furniture for your home, or even traveling the world as a simple merchant. In Swords and Magic and Stuff, you'll play at your own pace with no hand holding. I do like the premise of the game. These days tend to lean more towards sandbox RPGs than anything else. I'm glad to see that there are still huge demands for RPGs such as this one. I know there's a lot of people that aren't a huge fan anymore of Kickstarter launched games, especially after what happened to Chronicles of Illyria. But in any event, if I'm going to stick to the positive side of things, there's a lot of people out there that are saying, RPGs or MMORPGs rather are dying or dead and stuff like that. But I think small things like this kind of prove that narrative. Otherwise, but that's just my opinion. I'm more biased towards wanting to believe that this niche or the small community is actually thriving. You just gotta look in the right places. Magic Legends details the mechanics of artifacts. Really quick, they said that they are a tiered form of equipment with a variety of artifacts in lesser, greater, and legendary varieties, modifying your spells and creatures just by having them active. And heading on over to their official site at playmagiclegends.com, we'll do a sort of semi-dive into what they're about. It says, Character loadouts in Magic Legends involve multiple things, such as player's dex, class, and artifact selection. But in Magic Legends, each player has the ability to slot a set of artifacts. These items exist outside of the deck rotation and provide permanent effects for the characters while equipped, similarly to gear or equipment from other games. And as you can see, there are different levels of artifacts: lesser, greater, and legendary, as the article that I previously read mentioned. But the biggest one is being legendary artifacts. These are much like greater artifacts, however, they provide effects that can more drastically impact the battlefield or augment a player's deck. Only a legendary artifact can be slotted into the player's loadout, whereas the other ones, they kind of seem like they give passive buffs and whatnot to your character. So as somebody who casually watched friends play the game, never as somebody who played the game myself, I'm not exactly sure if this is a good or a bad thing. I would love to know your take on it, if this is a change for the better or for the worst, or maybe you're just indifferent about it. But with any event, it looks like they're making some progress with the game, and I do look forward to when I'm able to play this game myself. And sticking with MMORPG.com, Steel Uprising hits Blade and Soul on April 22nd. The Steelbreaker Raid Part 1 will comprise of a 12-player raid. It's recommended for players level 60, with also a Hong Moon level of 24. Legendary accessories are also on hand, with Silver Steel Earring, Silver Steel... oh my goodness. I can't say that 10 times. Silver Steel Ring, Steelbreaker Soul Shields. PvP legendary accessories are also available, such as the Moonrise Bracelet and Vindicator Gloves. And lastly, Springtime Training and the Awakened Raid events will make their way into the game as well. And sticking with MMORPG.com, Grand Retelling returns to Neverwinter tomorrow. It is set to begin on April 16th, and the event will run up until April 30th at Pacific Daylight Time. And what exactly is Grand Retelling? Well, for the first 12 days of the 2-week-long event, one dungeon will be open. In the last 2 days of the event, all the dungeons will be available. And as you run the dungeons, you actually get achievements as well. For example, run Frozen Heart, you get the Frosty achievement. Dread Vault will give you Deep Thinker achievement. And lastly, if you complete all these dungeons at their highest difficulty, you'll receive the Grand Storyteller title. Man, I really can't talk today. Heading on back over to MassivelyOP.com, just a quick PSA, Funcom is having a week-long sale on games and DLC on Steam. And as you can see here from their official Twitter handle, Conan Unconquered is 40% off, Age of Conan bundles up to 60% off, Moons of Madness 30%, so you get the idea. Sometimes I wonder if this is a practical joke, but next we head on over to MassivelyOP.com. Rift tests New World bosses as Defiance asks players to hunt mutants. It goes on to read, they're not dead. They'd like to take a walk. Gamago or Gamago, depending on where you are, I believe. Ever-shambling MMOs Rift and Defiance are doing some new things to keep however many players are being engaged. This past Monday and Friday, the test server for Rift opened up for a few hours to test some New World bosses. As for Defiance, a second week of the mutant-free Paradise community event rolls on, tasking players of both Defiance titles with taking out 100,000 specific rifleman enemies. Heading back over to MMORPG.com, new city and new class arrives in Ragnarok Online. This class is known as Tekwon Kid and doesn't utilize any weapon according to the press release. Instead, the class uses kicks. A new city is added as well called Hugel, which is described as a beautiful and quiet village at the foot of icy mountains. Additionally, stay home events are continuing in the game. You can grab useful consumables in the game using the code Stay Home Play Ragnarok, which you could claim here, or redeem here rather. And just really quick, I wanted to bring this to your attention because I didn't realize this, but heading on over to Gematsu.com, Fairy Tail game details guest character Ultir, Lion, Flare, and Minerva, also a guild hall. So I wasn't a huge Fairy Tail fan, I was just kind of a casual fan, to be honest with you, although I do enjoy the anime. But Gematsu covered some of the new features and details about the non-player characters within the game. And again, as the guild hall, as we see here. Fairy Tail is due out for the PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC via Steam on June 25th in Europe and Japan, and June 26th in North America. I'm actually really excited about this one. As a huge JRPG fan, I'm definitely going to try to see if I could get a copy in my hands. So, I don't know, maybe even do a first impressions or something like that. But this is really cool. Back on over to MassivelyOP.com, Realm of the Mad Gods Remastered Unity Edition, Exalt, is now open in open beta, excuse me. Goes on to read, Realm of the Mad God is one of those MMOs that's hard to quantify, being a part retro pixel shooter and part permadeath MMO. It was also designed over a decade ago as a Flash game. So back in 2018, a team announced that Realm of the Dead God Exalt, a Unity version of the game, and has this week an open beta for that remastered version. And I think the one question that's on everybody's mind, if you played this game, is will you be able to keep your progress? And the answer is yes. It says right here in their official statement, keep all the progress you've made in the classic version. Back on over to MassivelyOP.com, Black Desert issues a juice challenge. Black Desert Mobile adds tier 5 pets and celebrates strawberries. But I just wanted to really quickly cover that the main, I guess, thing about the event that's going on in the PC version of Black Desert is their week-long extension for Mystical Ellie's Water Festival, which allows you to fish in a particular area of the event where you could get a fish that is either worth 500,000 silver or 10 million silver, which is actually what I'm doing right now as we speak. So yeah, just wanted to let you know that that's what's going on. And just really quick, heading on to altchar.com, Blue Protocol reveals another enemy, creature, and abilities. Bandai Namco decide to reveal a new type of enemy for their upcoming MMORPG Blue Protocol. This time we have a first look at the robot-like creature with 4 arms. The creature's name is enemy Quad Arm, according to the Google's translation. Anyway, apart from performing a melee attack, it will be able to launch a long-range attack from its body, which can reach its foe from any distance. And really quick, if you're somebody who likes to collect things, physical copies, especially collector's editions of such, The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel 4 coming to West for PlayStation 4 this fall, Switch and PC in 2021. The $60 Frontline edition of the game will include a copy of the game, the Black Records art book, Echoes of Erebania, I believe that's how you say it. Gosh, I butchered these names so bad, I'm sorry. Which is the soundtrack CD, and a reversible art box. The Switch version will only include a digital soundtrack download. That's really cool. That I really love the sort of physical copies that you get, especially from Japanese gaming companies. In a day of age where everything is downloadable, which has its benefits. Again, I download most of my games these days now too. I do love seeing things like this because this was something that I grew up with, being able to buy physical copies that came with art books and soundtracks like that. There's I don't know how to exactly explain it. I guess a certain nostalgia, because we really don't see these things anymore. And that wraps up another episode of MMO and RPG News Roundup. I do appreciate if you made it with me so far. The watch time does help with the algorithms. Guys, I hope you guys continue to stay safe. Have a blessed night, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers again.